welcome back. I'm gonna work on my game more. Just lost like 3 times in a row to fucking chaos. Okay, anyway. P. Wrong screen. There. Boom. There we go. Nope. Yeah. FreeWare. So far, I have the system kind of working, right? That's really vague, but if I run it, yeah, I've got this working, which uses the whole like render, ECS system kind of thing that I have going on. I implemented cleanup, so now resources can be deleted, which is obviously very important. It kind of completes the system. And now I want to go and implement some more gameplay things, particularly with the what do you call it? The grid. Because right now these are placed manually, but I want to have like a grid system where I can click and place my things like you can in Plants vs Zombies. There's a segmentation fault for some reason. I still don't know what the cause of that is, but since it at least works somewhat, I guess I can ignore it for now. But anyway, that's weird. This is fine. This is game engine. No, game object, sorry. I don't know why I include these. I don't need this anymore, right? Yeah, because they're implemented in an external file. So I can delete that, and I believe I have a game object CPP. I do, but it does include the other ones, right? So this one needs to include the others. So include I'll tell you what. Yeah, just paste that. Right? Oops. And then build. Might recompile the header there, but yeah, it is. You can tell it's recompiling the header when like it starts updating or building a bunch of CPP files that you didn't even edit, and that's why it's always good to separate your CPP from your HPP. Anyway, so I want to go to the game. Whoops, the actual game loop. God forbid my keybinds do what I want them to. Game.cpp. Right, and as you can see, it's very cut down, very simple. Here's my init, and then I got my update loop, which right now is nothing because like it's very little, obviously. I tried to move my mouse position, but I just couldn't get it to work properly, which is kind of funky. I mean, it's a vec2, right? So let me just do this manually to make sure it's actually possible, first of all. So I can say vec2, which is a float. Vec2 float. By the way, did you know? You don't have to enter the type here. Like, if you want to, rather than doing like auto maybe foo equals like some function that returns the standard expected. Like, the reason we do this is because we think that should like standard expected expected foo string or something, but no, like you don't have to specify the template argument, which is crazy because I didn't know that. So then in that case I'll just do vec2 mouse position, so mouse pos equals engine.get mouse position, and it works. Awesome. And then I'll do mouse pos.x minus equals app preview. Now I don't even know how to get the size of this, as I don't think that's exposed, which is a bit funky, but okay. So let me go to app. I mean, this is already like, this is just wrong anyway. I need to reset this. I need to not use app for the app preview. But the size is 70. Okay, so we're gonna use that information to kind of cheat a bit and just say -35 because we know what it is. And then same for y. I do this manually. I have to do this manually because I haven't implemented a minus yet for vector, which is a bit funky, but whatever. And then here, just do mouse pos. Or yeah, whatever. They'll do run. It's gonna build. It should only recompile that file. There we go. And there, good. Now it's centered, so it does work. The thing is, though, it'd be nice if I could just do mouse pos minus and then 35. and then have that like, sorry, minus equals, and then have that just like add, or like do both, you know? I think I can do plus equals negative 35. I believe I do have that implemented at the moment, so I can do again run, and that will work. I don't have plus though. I have plus equals but not plus, so I can't do plus negative 35, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, I can try running that. Yeah, like I just don't have it. Oh, I do have it. Okay, what? I get an error. I don't know. It's very funky. So what I need to do is get this working. So engine.get mouse zip pause. Is it pause or position? Position. And then I just have minus 35. So let's go ahead and implement that. First, by going to IPCH, which unfortunately will mean a lot of recompiling. Mind you, I can also move these into, well no, it's templated so I can't. Yeah, so we've got plus equals, yeah, so okay, so we've got plus equals and plus, and then also plus equals and plus for these types. This is a const, you know, like another vec basically. Whereas this is just adding a scalar value. You could argue that I should probably just have multiply for scalar values then, but I don't know, dude. Nah, this is fine. I don't know why I got an error just now when I tried doing plus equals. Maybe because it only accepts references, but I just use a raw value. Because it says const t, like r value or something like that. But that should be allowed, no? So what's u? Yeah, just the name I gave it. You know, vect copy. Yeah. Kinda. I don't know, it's so goofy. But then I can implement auto operator minus equals for const vect other to return a vect reference because it returns self. Yeah, operator overloading in this language is so goofy, man. I think Rust has it a lot nicer. And then x, I mean obviously with traits. That's not controversial. I'll just x and then replace x with y and then return this. I almost forgot to return something well, almost. I did forget to return the actual value the last time I did this, and the compiler just didn't even tell me, which was pretty awesome. Friend auto operator minus with minus equals other, and then same thing up here. Don't know, my LSP is already going crazy and lagging, but whatever. Yep, so you do minus equals here. Minus minus, likewise here, minus, minus, and now if I run, should work. Might get like an error of some kind though, or like a warning. It will be slower to recompile because you're not meant to edit a PCH that often. But anyway. I mean, ideally, this other library would just already have a vec type. Maybe it does. I don't know. Should I check that? Does the C++... Okay, so it works. Does the C++ STL have a vec2 type? No. There's pair, array, and complex. Yeah, there's GLM vec2, but whatever. I'm not using GLM. Right, let me open this in a new pane as well. New window. I'd like to compile this in a new window just so I can actually see the output. /build, build.sh. Yeah. So in the instantiation of vec float operator minus, yeah. Cannot bind R value reference of type to L value of type const float. Weird. Yeah. Granted, it doesn't have to be a reference anyway, right? Like, it can't just be a copy, because it's a primitive value anyway. So like that should be fine. But like, it's just a bit weird. Like, why do I get that error? It's gonna be such a good pile, unfortunately. So speaking of const, someone was arguing that you don't need const in a language, and that it's actually, you could argue to remove it, which is interesting. Although it is useful for self-documentation. So, but it's more so that in languages where you do have const or even like mute, they can be bypassed, which kind of defeats all the purpose, right? But you know, maybe you'd argue it doesn't defeat the whole purpose. Okay, so now I don't get any errors. So we're gonna roll with that. And I could add like times and stuff. It's probably worth doing, but I don't know. Like there's really so much in this that I'm not sure I want to right now. Maybe it shouldn't be in my PCH actually. Like just full stop. But fuck it. I'll leave it for now. So let's go back to game.cpp. Just wanted to get that done. Okay. So the grid and the placement system, right? So I do really have a grid here. Like I have this file with all the grid stuff, but it's hold on. Do these work? This is a templated class, right? So I think these have to be in the header as well, unfortunately. Yeah. Like, anyway, so I do have this header already, which is literally the grid. So I could probably just reuse a lot of this code here. Just having a look. Yeah, so let me go to app.hpp. Okay. And we'll copy this to a new file called grid.hpp. Alright. Should need this. And then we'll say class grid. And it'll be a template with a usize columns times rows, or rows times columns. I'm trying to think. Usually we think of boom times boom, right? So that's columns times rows, yeah. So columns and rows. They don't have to be all caps, to be fair, so I won't. I don't believe in using all caps for constants. Should I though? I mean, it's not even like the size though, is it? It's kind of weird. Like it's a constant, but like it's not a type. So like really, it's just columns and then rows. Usually we think like rows and columns, but like when you do this by this, you think x by y, and the x would be the number of columns, and the y is the number of rows. So that's why I have that like that. I could also like have like x count, y count or something, but I don't know. Sue me. So there's the grid, and then let me go ahead and hook this, and also find what just happened. Yeah, and also find grid dot the old one. Okay. I will pretty much copy this for now. I don't know though. No, I'll do it manually just in case. So we got. First of all, this shouldn't be a U size. This should be a U8 because they never exceed 255. Then we have a static constructor tile count is rows times columns times rows. Where's that used? I don't actually know. Via W, I think question mark searches? No. Just hashtag. Yeah, it's not used at all. So, okay, I'll just ignore that. You've got the size and position. Those should be given through the components, right? Why is size and position there? Size would be... Size would be the grid size, right? Or like the... What do you call it? Like the tile size. Position though is like, yeah, like where it starts. It'd be a game object, I think. Would it though, or would it just be logic? Is my grid a game object? Now that's interesting, because like you don't see it. I mean, you could see it if I applied a texture to it, but I mean like, yeah. Well, I guess it should be a game object then, right? Or at least wrap one. Like inherit from the game object, whatever. Check. Subposition. I mean, these are here. The game object's there. Should I just inherit from game object instead of like wrapping one? Because like it's the same thing really. It's just like by inheriting from game object, it's like it's explicitly a game object. What's even in game object? As if, you know, so it's not my code base. Add component, copy component, remove component, get component. Because then you can have that just be inherited instead. It's like, maybe. Because like then you can like do things on it directly, right? Do you think how Unity does it with model behavior? That's different though, because that's just like a run and like update loop. Also, I'm not a huge fan of that. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it right now. Yeah, so I'll delete this. Time elapsed shouldn't matter. Oh, voice call. Yeah. Update loop. There. I guess. I don't know. Like, how am I gonna handle this mouse input? Is what I'm wondering. Like, is it the grid that manages it, or is it just like a? I guess the grids. I don't really know how this is gonna work. First of all, I can remove these. I can remove that. And for the create. Create, yeah, sure, I guess. Don't need that. No texture either. So just btcd. And it'll be results itself, right? Okay. Yeah. And then we'll create this method, I think. So create a new file, go to cpp. Open it, paste that. Includes grid.hpp, of course. Remove the static. Have grid create, then define it. Requires template arguments. That's right. I can't. Yeah, that's right. Okay, never mind. I can't have it in a file here. So I'll delete that, or fail to, I guess. Right. So that has to be defined here, unfortunately. So say engine, I don't know, object equals engine dot create game objects, right? Invalid use of objects, yeah, sorry, so grid results, results dot object is that, at the end we'll return result. Okay, and then I think we want to add a rect transform, and then also like a mouse detection kind of thing. So results dot object dot add component rect transform with probably no args, yeah, and that's going to be result, right? I don't even know. Is that result type? Let me check app.cpp. No, yeah, no, it just does it. Okay, so there's actually no errors here yet, which I guess is fine. It's more just like feature proofing it, but whatever. Also, with error types in general, I used to be of the opinion that you wouldn't really ever want to use option or like optional. Like you'd want to always use a result type because then you get more detailed error information, right? But that implies that you want that it's an error. Like maybe instead of treating it like an error, you just define it. Because like an error, although you do return it, it kind of stops being like a total function, and it starts to be more like a partial function, because the function could just fail. At least like philosophically speaking. Whereas if you say like you have like an index check, right, or like an array index get, and like I say at 10, get the item at position 10, but my vector is only like 4 items long, that would be that doesn't have to be an error per se. It could just return none and say, well, at 10 there's nothing there, so there's none. And then you're not saying that it's an error, you're just saying like, yeah, there's nothing there. And therefore it stops being an error and more just a defined result, which is interesting. Yeah. Then again, would you ever want it to be just a normal thing though, or would you rather you get an error, right? Like maybe you want it to be a partial function there. I don't know. And then like if it is a partial function, just have it so that it's caught at compile time rather than runtime. So I don't know. But that's going to be at the back of my mind right now. Anyway, with size and with position. Now size doesn't really matter, right? Size just decrees. What does size even like do? So it's like, should the grid be one game object, or should each grid member be their own game object? Well, nah, probably just one, right? But like, what's the size here? What even is size? Like, what does size even do in the engine? It can transform, and it draws a rectangle. Ah, right, for Rex renderer, that's right. Yeah. Okay. I mean, each object should like probably come with a rect transform built in anyway as well. That's something that I haven't done yet, but that kind of has to be the case. But anyway, so grids.hpp, which is control 1. Yeah, so it'll have no size, because that's not relevant, but it will have position. Position at, we'll just say for now, 2020, roughly, and return results, okay. So that's fine. Then for the update loop, with delta time, we're going to have that. I guess it is okay. I guess it actually doesn't do anything with the update loop, right? It's just all it does is so do I need static create functions, or can I just do init? I mean, it uses the constructor, right? But it doesn't matter either way. I don't know. Like, do I want like a result grid, or do I want a result void, you know? But let's say yeah. So if you look at this one, we do have an array of tiles. I guess that's where I should use tile count. I don't know why I didn't use it down here, even though I put it there, but whatever. So tiles. Why does it have to be an array? Is tile free? Right. Right. Okay, so I'm checking, is it free or is it not? So it's a boolean. Now here I can just use a bit vector, of course, instead of an array of bools. So let's do that. So a standard, or a bit vector. I guess I don't have bit vector. I use it also in, I think, game object uses it. Yeah, bit set. That's what it is. Okay, bit set. Bit set 3. Yeah, so I'll do a bit set of size, I guess columns times rows. And that'll be called is tile occupied, or even like is tile free? True if it's free, false if it's not, right? Yeah. So say free. Kind of invert it, and then it'd be true by default. Okay. And then get index. Get index, pause to index, snap, occupy tile, is tile free, is tile free. It's kind of goofy, actually, to like name this. Is tile x free? Stuff like that, right? And then I'll have this logic. Probably just have all of it. So I'll copy that and just paste it there. Get index column row. Yeah. Could do. Maybe a usize. The index row time columns plus column. Positive index, we'll take a vec2 target and return thing there. Standard floor. Okay, needs to include math, I guess. Whoops. Include C math. Target.x minus position.y. So here I need to get the rect transform, right? So I can say auto or const auto position equals game, it's just object, what is it? Yeah, object dot get components, LSP's not working for some reason, rect transform. I think this is a pointer as well, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how to check that. Is it Shift K? Yeah, okay. Which is a rect transform pointer, yeah. It's cool that it fills it in for me, actually. That's quite nice. It's a pointer. So we'll just say const auto pointer then. And we'll say position pointer x and pointer y. Oh, never mind actually, because this just be dot position, I think. And it'll be like that. Vec2. That should be a dot. And the size? Like, what is size about? That's for tile size, right? Yeah. So I'll just say, use size, tile size, or not? No, sorry, not that. Vec2, F32, tile size equals. I mean, it's const as well. It's const expert. I don't know. What's it in my other file? Does it even say? Doesn't. So what's the size? I'm a bit confused on that. I'll go to grid.cpp. No. Or the old game. Look for grids. Grid 87 grid. App.preview.getSize plus app padding. Okay. So let's just say like 100 for now then. So we'll go back to this, and we'll just say it's 100 and 100. Okay. Right. So size would be tile size for both. Okay, so that's fine. And this should be F32. Okay. Then to snap, we take a vec2 and we return a standard optional? Right, because it could be out of bounds. Yeah, so like, again, like it's on error, it just says there is no result for this or something like that. So say option, vec2, F32. I think I have maybe. That's what it's called. And then vec2, again F32, index, posture index. Okay, so calculate that. If it's more than columns. It's not right there, is it? It's more like column count and row count. You know, what's in the name? So columns, replace that with column count, and down here as well, column count, and with rows, row count. Okay, and then vec2, 32. This is standard null opt, which means nothing. Yeah, I kind of want to have that somehow. I think empty, but I don't have that yet. So let me go to my PCH. There's maybe. So let's have using empty equals standard null opt. But that's a lopt. Yeah, it's not a type. It's a value. So to do that instead, we'll say const expr empty equals standard null opt. What is it though? Like a maybe t? But that doesn't make sense, does it? How do I do this? Like make an alias for a value type like that. I'm really lagging, by the way. Lagging. I think it's my LSP. I don't know. How do I create for standard null opt? Auto. Sure. Thing is, if I call it empty, it means I can't call anything else empty, can I? Like a standard, you know what? I'll keep standard null opt because everything namespace in that case is quite handy. Obviously, I could call it like standard empty or something, but at that point, I'm like redefining the same library. So yeah, let's just keep it as it is. I give it a size. Should I just like wrap this or something? Position. It's not gonna change really. Yeah, let's have a vec f32 reference position. The annoying thing is the reference can't be null, can it? Can it? I don't know. Like here, I have to say position equals. But like, is it not a copy though? Anyway. No. Also, yeah, I can't do a reference because things can change, so it should be a function. So I'll just do auto get pos, const get returns a which is a vec2 f32, and I'll just do return object dot get components rec transform pointer position. Okay. Yeah. So now I can just say get pos, and it'll be the same thing, more or less. Okay, and then I can do the same here, get pos, and then here I'll just say tile size, because that's what that is. Okay, occupy tile, takes a U8, and a U8. Tiles is tile x free. There you Do I say equals true or like dot set or something like that? I think dot set is how that works. Since it's like a bit vector. I think. CP reference standard bit set or bit. Yeah, it is bit set. Yeah, it's set. Set and reset is for false, and then flip will flip it. Okay. So. Oh no, but it doesn't make sense, right? Is it free? True? Yeah. Okay, reset then. Which means false. And then same thing here, really. I think same logic. Yeah. What's this? Index? Pause to index target. Oh, right, because one takes the direct column and row, and one takes the position. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And then that'd be intercept x, yep, same thing there, and then here is tile free. Right, that is a bool. The index. If tiles.size index more than equal to is tile x free size, which kind of yeah, that's like a weird way to do it. It should just be static const per u size equals tile count equals column count times row count. Right, and then I could do that here, just tile count there, and then up here, I could do tile count directly. Be good. Return not is tile x free. I've inverted it, so it's just this. Yep. So is tile x free at index? Is tile x free index? If it is, return true. Yeah, that makes sense. And then, yeah, here again, just do F32. Remove that. How did I get here? What? S? What? Oh, I'm doing capital S. Why did I highlight that? I'm very confused. What just happened there? But I mean, that's bool. Yet again, turn this into this. Could probably just like done a switch into place for that to make that a lot faster, but whatever. Okay, and I have no errors. So there's grid. And then to snap, we take an input, and then it returns the position it needs to be at, right? So I think I can already implement this without needing to do anything else. So I'll go to game.cpp. Yeah, we got app template. So let me not. Yeah, for app preview, let me not make it a fucking app, because that's just we can like, because like it's not gonna be in the end anyway. So like right now I'm just making it complicated for no reason. So do app.http. Game.http. Sorry, wrong one. No. Over here. Game.http. Oh. There we go. App preview will simply be a game object. Okay. And then we can go back to game. And app template, app preview, yeah. So app preview is not app template. It could be a game object, right? Yep, so engine.create game object, which I believe returns shift K, was it? Yeah, not result type. So we'll do that, and then we'll say add preview dot add component. Can I chain that? I can't remember. But we'll add a red transform, which again should be done by default really. So I might change that soon. But we'll add a red transform and remove that with position not set yet. We'll say with size, and here should be the app template.size really. What's app template here? Just an app. Okay, get size then. If I go to app.http, it does have a size, I believe. Auto get size, const returns, okay, vec2 f32. Yeah, copy that, go to the CPP file, and over here, auto app get size, it shouldn't be null, but if it is, I want to get an error. That's why that's why I have this assert here for runtime. So let's add that. I mean for debugging. I don't know why I didn't copy that. Okay. So ret transform, yeah, get component ret transform, and then return. Ooh no. Do that and then return dot size. Okay, it should be good. And let's do get position as well while we're at it. That's the only real difference there. Okay. Okay, and should be good. So go back to game SVP. That's fine now. I'll change that later. But also we need to add a texture. So add component texture renderer. Yep, with texture. And we'll just pass in the Vim texture. Should be good. It's a shared pointer. Cool. And then instead of doing set position, we have to do app preview dot, and then a bunch of things. Dot get components, rect transform, and we'll say auto pointer, app preview rect transform equals that. I'll just move the rect here. Redundant. Yeah, and then app assert app preview transform is not null. Pointer. I need to see assert, I guess. Should we put that in the PCH actually? Hold on. Let me add a utility function. inline void assert not, or assert valid pointer, I guess, and take a void pointer, pointer, and just return, and just assert pointer does not equal null pointer. I think that's fine. So then I can just go back to my games VP, and down here, add preview.transform. Yeah, just say asserts valid pointer. Yeah, and then if that's good, we'll say app preview transform position minus equals 35. But now we can do app. I don't have app template, right? No, I don't have app template. But the size is there, so I can do app preview transform dot size over 2 .0f, whatever. Invalid operands to binary expression because I don't have yet. So I'll go to PCH again and just re-add these things. So let me implement these two first. What? So that'd be times equals I think it's for minus equals. I can make this a bit easier, right? Like I can just say that oh no, I can't though, because it's a can I dereference it to get this? Like, can I do this dereferenced minus equals? I don't know if I can or not actually. Whatever. I'll just keep it like this for now. Yeah, so times equals u, and then same thing here, times u, and then divide equals. What? Bro, get out of insert mode. Right. Okay. So now that should not be an error anymore. Okay. Let's be a float. Whether I like it or not. Maybe it will be a float automatically, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, dude, the LSP lagging is like really problematic. I need to sort it out somehow, but I'm not entirely sure how. Anyway, so now I haven't even made the grid yet, but before I go any further, let's just see if this compiles. So it's /build. It's gonna be a bit slow because we're recompiling the header, the PCH header. No errors, just a warning. So let's go back to grids.cpp, HTTP even, because there is no CPP. Then realize I'm in the wrong file, so then go to the other one. Let me just delete this file now, because I've finished with it. Just to eliminate that confusion. So grid dot, yep. And here, I'm not checking that, right? So here I want to add the check as well. So again, const auto pointer rect transform equals this part, so v, I think I do s, I can, nice, just copy that and paste it there, and then replace this with rect transform. Then here we'll do assert valid pointer rect transform. That's weird. So this is a header, right? So let me also be a good boy and do hashtag include. Hashtag pragma once. I can say hashtag. I just said like hash or pound, but I don't like to say pound because there's a pound sign already. And for those who don't know, pound and pound come from the same origin. That's just misspelled. And what's wrong with here? Assert valid pointer. Assert valid pointer. Should I make it const? Is that why it doesn't work? So I'll go back to PTH. If I make this a const void, because it's not actually doing anything, maybe that'll get rid of that error? Yeah. Template parameter redefines default argument. What's that about? Oh, it's gone. Okay. Yeah, just wanted to do that real quick. And we'll build again. It's going to be slow as hell. Yeah, C++, man. Actually, I did realize, I believe modules work for Clang. So I think I could actually be using modules right now. Let me just check that. Do modules, do C++ modules work in the latest version of Clang? 22.1 IRC. Yes, Clang's been standard C++ for a while now. Import works, okay. Support Clang specific module use, and interaction between Clang name modules and Clang header modules is involved in practice. Also, I think like with LSPs, it doesn't really work either. But I'm using Clang D actually for my LSP. It says here, yeah, Clang D is trained as module support, so that should be fine. Compiler crashes, ICEs with modules were historically common, but it should be fixed. Builds subsystem supports improved lots in 2023, but toolchain integration is still the main friction point. Okay, so I won't use it for this project because I don't want to hit like a wall and have to like re-engineer everything, but I'll keep that in mind the next time I create a smaller project, if I ever do. Probably just use a different language at that point. Okay, so no issues there. Try running. Just for shits and giggles. Yeah. Ooh, okay. It's not filling my mouse anymore, but that's because I haven't written the logic, right? No, yeah, no, what? Okay, so that should be showing my mouse. I said minus equals. What? No. It equals the size. Ah, right. Yeah. So first is this. Actually, just, yeah, no, we'll just do this. So we'll do this, and we have to do engine.get mouse position minus. Okay. That should work. Go to error? This is my mouse yet. Can I bind arbitrary reference to of type? What? It happened again. It's so weird. Okay, let me just copy this error. And ask Club about this. I'm not understanding the source of this error. I mean, obviously the source, like the cause, because like, I thought const r value just binded to everything, or like converted it. Yeah. Only r values. Okay. Yeah. I should just want. So why did I do 2? I guess it's because like that's the advice I was given somewhere else. Whether it was Claude or maybe even like Stack Overflow. It's annoying. Okay, but like I knew that too, so I should just listen to my intuition. So let's have, that's fine, const t reference. I mean, it really shouldn't be a reference though, because like it's gonna be smaller. So this one I'm gonna keep as a copy because I don't think I'm gonna be, yeah. Well, what if it's a vec of like vex, right? But that's like an edge case. I don't know. Maybe the compiler can optimize that for const t reference, because like const t reference is like it's an exception. Like it's not actually a const t reference. It binds to both, so it should be fine. Really goofy how that works, but whatever. You get used to it. That's fine. And then here, const t reference there. This vec here should just be a reference, or should be a single thing. Const reference there and there. There. Okay, should be good now. So that's copy. That's not. Here as well. Kind of goofy. We got minus. That's your const t reference. Okay, then we got times. It's just be const t reference actually. And down here. And good. Try again. It's gonna be slow every time we edit PCH, but the idea is that you don't edit PCH as much. I'd hope to reuse this for my other projects down the line, if I make any in C++. Like, imagine if I had like 100 files using this right now. It'd be insanely slow to recompile. Okay, then we'll do run.sh. and restore back. Right, so now let's make it stick to the grid. So to do that, I think we can just, first I need to define the grid, right? So I'll say, this wallpaper. We'll have our grid of size, I think 8 by 6 is what I was doing. Maybe 7. 6, 7. No template named grid, I need to include it. Include grid.fp. Okay. And then, yeah, just this really. Same thing here, but with the grid. If auto grid results equals grids init, I do create. Okay, no, forget that. More like this. Okay, so, if maybe grid equals grid create, pass it engine, that's it. If maybe grid has value, not, then return an error. Otherwise, we'll just say that grid, this grid. I'm really debating whether I should do explicit this. I know it's not conventional, but like, it's just like so much easier to read. Because it's like, well, what's grid? Oh, it's part of the class. Like, there's very good reason to do it. It's just that, like, the compiler doesn't do it, like, check it for you, which is kind of annoying. Interesting. Very interesting, actually. So here I need to do decal type, because the size is not known. Yeah, that's actually really interesting. Okay. And the cool thing here is I can just do maybe, and that'll work, which I like more than auto. Now that I've realized I can do that. That's results, and this is actually also results. I don't know why it didn't give me an error the first time. Maybe because decal type isn't known, but it is known. At least it can check it. But like here, like with create texture, like should that be a result type or should it just be a maybe type? But like I guess like if it fails to create the texture, then it fails to create the texture, right? Like you'd want to know like the details as to why. I don't know. That's just an app. Yeah, I mean like I do prefer not to use auto where I can. So unless of course it's for trading return types, that's different. That should be a rect transform pointer, or it's obvious like in this case. Since we're getting the components of rect transform, it's kind of obvious that it's a rect transform. So that's the other place where I'm fine with using auto. Okay. So we've created the grid. We'll see if that builds. Actually, we'll see if it runs. Should just compile that. I guess main as well because of the header. Yeah. Okay, looks good. And then let's go ahead and snap. So we'll say grid dot snap, right? So we'll take this thing, and we'll say, do I type it before or after? After, surely. So grid dot snap takes an input and returns an output. So just put that here, and no variable overload. For what? I can't really scroll. Okay, can I scroll like sideways? No, I can't see it. So that's kind of annoying. No variable overload equals. Why not? Whoops. Snap returns... Oh, maybe. That's right. Right. What's an elegant way to do this? Say vec2. No, maybe snapped pause, or was snapped pause equals this, and then if that position dot has value, then snap position, otherwise just engine dot get mouse position minus at preview. Yeah? Okay, hold on. This is really funky. Vec2 corrected position equals let's do this. Let's keep this from before. So say yank that VWW, paste that there. So that's the same as before. Okay, remove the grid snap. Okay. Then say maybe snapped position equals grid.snap at preview transform blah blah blah. Okay. And then if snapped position has value, then then at preview transform position equals snap position. Yeah, there you go. Never overload, get the value of that. I swear, like that's be like a nice way to write this. Maybe like with a pattern match. It'd be nicer somehow. Or like a if-let. Yeah, probably like some kind of like if-let kind of thing. Anyway, should work though. So let's run. There you go. It is snapping. Now it's always snapping like in the way I would like it to, as far as my mouse goes. But you can see that when I'm in the grid. Oh, that's right. The whole screen size is this sort of thing. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then if I go out of that, it's now free moving. And I also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it's out again. Issue is, it's not true to my mouse, right? So to like kind of visualize this, the position of each tile is determined by the left-hand corner, not the center. So what we need to do is consider the center position But then use the center position to calculate the snap, right? Yeah, the math is a bit funky here. So, like, not so straightforward. So if we go to grid and snap. So this is fine. What's not fine is this. X index of x times tile size of x plus get pos dot x. That's fine. This is it. Post index. Yep, so target dot x minus get pos dot y divided by tile size dot y dot x. So I believe this needs to be created. No, that's fine. It's this. Tile size dot x and y. Is it even? It floors it. Pos to index. Hold on. Okay. So it's target x minus get pos dot x. Why? Because it's finding the difference between them? No, it's like normalizing it kind of. And then it divides it by tile size dot x and takes the floor of that, right? Because like is the index. And then for the created position you multiply it by tile size dot x. Then you add the position back, yeah. Where is it actually snapping to, first of all? Like, I believe it's snapping to the right position. It's just the mouse that's off. Yeah. So like the texture is fine. It's the mouse position that's being kind of misinterpreted. Potentially because not of this logic, but of this logic. What if we snap the mouse position instead? And then, if that's correct, do this afterwards. And only afterwards. If I run... You know, now it's just off. But now the mouse is correct? I mean, I can't really tell. Why is it off anyway? It snaps. That's weird. If I move it? Strange. it's centered, but like I can't tell if the mouse is or not. It's not, surely not. Yeah, no, because like it's going out. Weird. Very weird. Hold on. Trying to think here. The calculation is my mouse position. Subtract from the mouse position to find the center. So let's go to my grid. It's weird because it worked before as well. So here, take the target, which is my mouse position, typically, and feed that, and correct that. Sorry. By doing this. So target X minus, no, so target X, yeah, and subtract to find that. So it'd be tile size dot X over 2.0. And the same thing for this. So that's the first thing. Then from that, we calculate it and say, okay, fine, it's this one, and that's fine. Then when we snap to the grid, we need to add it back, right? Because like we want the center, right? The center point of the grid. Like for snap to grid, it should snap to the center of the grid, not to like the left of the grid. Like snap to tile center. Which means we take the index of x, multiply by tile size of x, yeah, then we add get pause dot y, yeah. Then it also need to add the tile size dot x over 2 to get the center. So plus tile size dot x over 2.0. It almost seems like too complicated to be correct, but like that makes sense. So then we have that working, presumably, which is here. We say snap to tile center, just the mouse position, simply. That gets us the center point, and then we should, and then we need to correct it afterwards by subtracting. Yeah. I could definitely like make some helper functions here and there to make things a lot clearer, but if I run that, narrowing, okay. Same issue somehow. It's very strange. Hold on. What's this about? Right. Because it's so annoying allowing to just make double by default instead of like inferring the value depending on what the context is. That's quite annoying. So what I need to do is change these to F, I believe. It'll make no difference at all. It's just, yeah. I mean, I guess it makes some difference, but I mean, I'll get rid of the warnings. But change nothing. So strange. I don't understand this. So now, notice how it still snaps to the grid when I place my mouse like perfectly in the center of the object. When that should really be the top left corner. No. No, okay, no, that's fine, that's fine. So yeah, so this is the center. The issue is the mouse box that's being treated as the top left corner when that's being treated as the top left corner when that should be treated as just the box, the center of the box. Which is my mouse position is being I'm trying to think. What controls the mouse here? Position to index. We're taking my target X, which is my mouse position, right? And then I'm subtracting tile size dot x over 2. So I'm subtracting the width over 2. To say if it's in the center of, you know, like if it's visually in the center, treat that as if it's inside the thing on the corner. Yeah, no, that's a problem, isn't it? Because the center should be the center. Yeah, no, because like all we care about is it inside the box. That's all that matters, right? So actually, I believe I do remove this, but I keep this, I think. Yes. I'm correct. It works. Okay! There we go. Right. Always a bit of a doozy there. So then we go to here again. And because we have this, we can just do that instead. Let's say, I don't know, vec to mouse position equals engine.get mouse position. Make it const as well. And then move this to the else branch. And then replace this with mouse position. Replace this with mouse position as well. Then in both cases we still have to correct it, right? So then we'll just put at the end here, app preview transform, position, minus equals, and then this part. So then that can just be that, and that can just be that. Yeah. Okay. And to make this clearer, I could show both at once. Whatever. So the grid works. the app preview needs to be like sorted out, but that's fine for now. So the next thing is to have clicking to place, right? So how do I do that? Also, I'm surprised this isn't a narrowing conversion. Pretty sure it should be. Because size is a float, not a double. And F32. Right, I just do Shift K. Yeah. But whatever. So return nothing. Yeah, that's just void, literally. So is it like a void value? I guess that's it. A unit. Okay, so next thing to do is the placements. Why did it remove my F? I could have sworn I added that just now. Right, so then let's go to the old game. Dot header. Yeah, so this is the this is the code I did before. Firewall. I had a firewall? Alright, yeah, just like random textures. I can add those later, I guess. Init, handle events. On clicked. Okay, but how does it detect the click event? Case event type, mouse button down. Is title free? App target. Apps.pushback app. App.anchor center. What? Is that anchoring though? It's not really anchor. I guess it is, in a way. If mouse button type equals left. Okay, so if I go to my engine, you go down here, you say have, or where is it? Let's run. Yeah, here. Here I have my event types there. How am I getting the mouse position? STL get mouse state. Okay. Right, and that can also give you the what's being clicked. But it's also an event, which is weird. Like if it's an event, why don't I just ping the event? Because I can just get the mouse state directly, right? Which probably saves time because then like I'm not checking it at every loop. So I'll probably just do that then, right? So go back to engine. So get mouse position does this. Let's just do another function for get mouse, or is mouse down for now, and rather be a bool. And we won't check for left clicks yet. So we could delete that. Get mouse. The thing is, it gives you the X and Y, doesn't it? So like, if I don't care about the X and Y, it's kind of like wasteful. How about this? We'll return is mouse down here. This should have to be like an M for member. Is mouse down? This is a function. Is mouse down? Yeah, and that'll be here. So let me hook this, and also game.hp, hook this real quick, so I can check those real quickly. And we're going to copy this code. Kinda. Paste here. Yeah. It's going to be SDL. Okay. SDL event mouse button down. Okay. Event dot get mouse button dot get button type. What? Is it XO? Nope. Check mouse HTTP. Yeah, left, middle, right, x1, x2. And then with the events, mouse down, yeah. Get mouse button. Return mouse button event dot button. STL event. Oh, okay. Event dot button. So it'd be, I don't know why I'm guessing the API here. So it'd be if event dot button. Is that a thing? I guess I actually SPS like read old documentation, but what even is this? Event type quit. Where's that come from? This is the wrong file. Hold on. This file. Yeah, sorry. So if event dot button, there it is. Okay. Equals SDL mouse what's actual check? I know there's like an enum for it, but I don't know what the enum is. SDL3 mouse event. No. Wait, is this it? Event.button, yeah it is. Okay. So dot type. That's up or down. The mouse button index. I need like a C also or something. You know, that's the file. So anyway, so we're looking for button.button, I guess. Event.button.button. Yeah, that's the uintate, okay. Equals, and then it's just like a thing. So I need the why isn't it on enum? It doesn't tell me what the actual indices are. So there's event type, .enum. And then there's mouse button event. But it's like an enum for the mouse. I guess check STL mouse header. STL mouse.h. Cursor, wheel direction. Oh, okay, so it's on enum. They're macros. So like STL button left click, right? It's just one. Right. So the STL button left. Very weird, like naming convention there. Makes it very confusing, but if it's that, which is the equivalent of that, then we'll say M is mouse down equals true. Then all this is not relevant, hilariously. That's undeclared. Okay, so let's declare it. So go to the header. We'll create bool is mouse down, which is false by default. Okay, and then we'll have a function here, I guess, which is mouse down. Okay, and that detects left click. So note only detects left click. Or rather, to do support other clicks. Or this, there you go. So left click. Did it just crash? I think it just crashed because my LSP got really hard there. Got really confused there. So then we'll do. Okay, first check if that's saved because it just crashed. I think. I believe I did. Engine HPP. Yeah, okay, and then we'll go back to my game.cpp, and now I can just check, I believe. So I can just do if engine.isMouseDown, then place, right? So right now I have this for my apps. That's app template. Yes, I'm going to delete this code. Yeah, whatever. Put it in here. For this, we'll just say 70. Decal type size. Not so useful how that's actually there then, is it? Yeah, I did think about that, like in terms of like the interface, but I know it's a vec2 in this case anyway. But so say .x equals 70, and .y also equals 70. Invalid digit f is 0.0. Okay, that's weird. So here, if I do SC, no, SC or SD for inside. I don't know. Well, I'll do VI this anyway, so I can increase that, indent that. Right, so maybe app equals app.create engine with vim texture, and probably went up to the position too, right? Like at that point, there's grounds to just use a fucking builder pattern, honestly. But anyway, we have maybe app. Return error. Okay, we have our first possible error. I don't know if we even can return an error, but whatever. And then app template. It's no longer template, just app. Equals send to maybe app. Okay, and then we don't reserve. We just push back. And place back, I guess, even. Once. Like so. Don't need a reference to it, even. In place app, no matching member call. Yeah, it'd be pushback, sorry. But actually, no. Keep that, but we'll just in place back, start it move, maybe app. Reference, yeah, sorry. Okay, and then we'll do app.set position to app preview transform position. Yep, but only if the grid is free as well, right? So also then, if mouse is down, and grids dot is tile free app preview transform opposite. I really need to just like copy this in something position. That was really incoherent what I just said, but whatever. If that tile is free, then do all this, and then we say grid.occupy tile at app preview transform position. And at this point, it's probably just making it slow as well, like because like we're recalculating the index each time as well. So I probably just save that somewhere. Let's say auto usize tile index equals grid dot to positive index app preview transform position. So it just occurred to me that the arrow in C++ is actually overloaded. I didn't even realize that before. No variable conversion from vec f32. Wait, what? Positive index. It's just a vector, right? Yeah. Okay, it's went up. That's goofy. But then I think I can just pass it here. Is tile free? Well, no, because it's different for each one. Yeah, because like there's no overload for that. This is really goofy. So I can do like tile index on x. I mean, yeah, I mean it has to be because I can't really return two values otherwise, can it? Tile index at y like that. So you got the column in the row, right? And then same thing here. This is so messy, but part of it isn't really my fault. It's more just C++ being having nicer like function parameter call features thing. Anyway, so that should work. So let's build. Might take a second to build. I can't remember how much I changed. Not too much. Not a PCH, so that's fine. Do you get an error though? Occupy tile. Okay. Class bitset 42 reference has no member named reset. Yeah. Why did it only give me that error now? That's weird. So grid. That's here, right? Reset. So it'd be replace that. I think I just paste it here, and then remove that. Very weird how that didn't give me an error before. Even like my LSP, because like it should know that's a bool, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's more complicated than that. Okay, let's run this. Cool. So now my things are gone, but there's my grid, and let's place it. So let's place them here, there, there. Okay. Either I can only place one, or it's putting them in the same place. Let's try again. If I do it here, I don't actually lift the mouse. Engine dots. I could also like abstract this into like its own thing, by the way, its own function. But for now, I need else to say it's false otherwise. That's kind of important. Okay. That's weird. Why does it still go there? It should only be if the mouse is down. What? If I put my mouse down, it's fine. Now if I click here, mouse is up. Like I'm not clicking anymore. But now if I hover over here, it adds it. So that's just really bizarre. Actually, I have no explanation for that right now. If engine is mouse down, yeah. And grid is tile free, yeah. This is wrong. That should be like here. Yeah. So that, I mean, that's the first thing. and then I guess this is also wrong. It shouldn't set this position. It should be positioned from grid dot index to pos. Do I have that yet? Grid I've pos to index, but I don't think I have the inverse, right? Snap to tile center. What's input? Pos to index. Yeah, so I just overload this. Like so. This takes a const u8 column, const u8 row. Yeah. Then just say column and row, right? So yeah, so column and row, or row, change the column, and here as well, change this to column and row. Then here, just do snap to tile center. Yeah, just this. Index plus index, target. Why is it called input? Like position? Call it target. And then set tile center, index of x, index of y. Okay, so now if I go back here, I can give the tile index.x and tile index.y. Too many arguments of function call. Set position. Yeah, because we're doing grid dot snap to tile center with that inside. As maybe as well. Well, in this case we know it's not, so we just do that. Okay. So let's run. Also, is tile free? It'd be false if it's out of bounds, I think, so that's fine. Some conversion errors or what? Return type? I thought I had warnings as errors on anyway, so I don't know why it's not giving me an error there. I could have sworn I had that on, but okay. Maybe my thing isn't on debug right now. CMake debug. Okay. Like, it should have been already. And then build .sh. It's gonna build from source, like, all over again. Just kind of annoying. I don't know how long this will take, to be fair. But like, it should be in debug already, so I don't know why it would have changed. Maybe there's like a CMake update. I mean, a SDL update, which I should probably be careful of, because if it updates without telling me, like notifying me, I could like accept changes that aren't desirable. Then again, it's going to be on the latest version, just because like optimizations and stuff. So there is that aspect of it. But you know, you don't want your game breaking because of like an update per se. At least not like without warning. Am I tripping right now? Oh no, yeah, that's right. I have it only for release builds. The warning says errors, so that I can't ignore them. That's why. Because I want to allow like quick iteration, so that's fine. That makes sense. No return statement in function returning non-void. Where is this? 58. Yeah, it should return. Is that it? Comparison is always false due to limited range of data type. Yeah, because it's a U8, isn't it? Pos to index. That's actually problematic. Why is it F32 anyway? What? Pos to index returns an F32. Okay, so much about this is just wrong. What? This should be a vec I8. And this can be negative or positive, which is the issue. So I'll say if index.x is less than 0, or index.y is less than 0, then that's maybe as well, isn't it? That's weird. Return not locked. Well, yeah, in that case just put it here, because it's already handled by this. So it changes to I8. Okay. Get index. Yeah. God, dude, I hate these type systems. Like, it's just like, it'd be a lot nicer if the concrete was separate from the abstract, if that makes sense. It's something I'm trying to tackle it in my own language. Now, so then I don't know if this would be a type error. Hopefully not. Like, is tile free? In fact, yeah. Like, if I check how do I search? Is tile free? Where is it? Yeah, it takes an I8. A U8, sorry. But it doesn't check less than or equal to, right? So that should be an I8 as well, really. So then I can do if column is less than 0 or row is less than 0, then return false. And likewise here as well. Now, obviously, it could be like an option bool, but I don't know. Maybe that makes sense, but it's also a bit like, I don't know, a bit tedious as hell. Yeah, like this can be implemented way better, but for now, just to see this works. So then we'll do /build. Now conversion of floor to sign char. Yeah, that's fine. So grid line 58. This needs to be just cast explicitly. That's the only issue. Static cast, I guess, to an I8. I just love how verbose this language is. And then static cast I8. Okay. And then there's an error. Conversion from vec2 sign char to non-scalar type float. Seriously? But maybe that's fine. Because indexes here is a 32. But post to index now turns I8, so this should be I8 as well. Same with this. Occupy tile takes a U8. That's fine though. Like post to index shouldn't be negative here anyway. Really? Yeah. Let me just have this be an I8 as well. And then just say like if hold on, get index, what does that do? That's also this. It's just such a stinky API. I really don't like this. But okay, we'll go with this. Okay, we can run. Okay, now the position is off. Somehow. What? I don't know how it's there. But also I can't place them. This is just so weird. I don't understand what's happening right now on like so many levels. Okay, that makes sense, yeah. So this needs to be manually fixed. So for now, I'll just comment this out and have app.setPosition, set that to a just the preview transform. Should be fine, honestly. And that should fix that issue, I think. I hope. Yeah. But why can't I place it down still? really weird. Let me do a log here. So let's print line engine.is mouse down. Just like to debug that, you know. False, false, false. True. That's weird. I'm not clicking anymore. Oh. Because I need to get the event. Okay. So let's go back to engine again. And here, if we don't get this case, it should be false, right? How do I do that? I guess just do this first, right? By default. Yeah. So like just put this before the loop, and therefore it just gets reset like that. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. Not like a huge fan of this API, but it works. And we'll do pf game .cpp. Is that not hooked? No. It isn't hooked. Let's hook this, and then let's delete this. Okay. Run. Not gonna work. Try again. Run. Okay, so now if I click, it shouldn't keep clicking. I didn't actually test that. Hold on. Let me just add that back to the fucking message. I don't know why I deleted it. Okay, so look here. Also, my camera's like in the wrong position right now, but whatever. So it says false, false, false. Now it's true. Now it's false. When I click, it goes back. So now if I hover over here, it's fine. If I click over here, it adds it. Okay. Again, now the issue is just that it's only in the top left corner, which is not good. Let me also move myself back to where I should be, which is here somewhere. Okay. So yeah, so why is it only playing in one place? Is tile free? Let's actually look at this as well. I mean, it'd be good if I just debugged it, like, but whatever. This also works. So X and Y. We'll have tile index on X, tile index on Y. Run that. Yeah. So like we're on the grid here. So like this is 0, 0. We got 0, 1, and 1, 0. So that's fine. So it's just have to check for if it being free is not fine. I'm guessing. Otherwise, it should place it. Let's add a print line here as well. Standard print line, and just do this, I guess. See that Boolean condition is being checked or not. Yeah. It got triggered once. So this condition is failing. For some reason, grid.isTileFree is returning false. So let's go to grid. IsTileFree. Index equals pos to index. So that's been i32. Annoying. And then equals this, isTileFree here. That's fine. usize index equals get index. From the column row, yeah. Return false, otherwise is tile x free index. Is it the bit set? But like I don't really understand that. CDP reference. Because there's this access, right, to access the specific bit. Set, reset, flip, size, count, all, any, none, test. Okay. I guess that's just an alias, right? I'll do test index then. Just like for something a bit more explicit. My guess is that this does not set all of them to true. That's my guess right now. The constructor constructs the bit set. Can I have a look at it? So a default constructor constructs a bit set with all its bits set to 0, yeah? From an unsigned integer. Okay. Right, why is it even allowing true? I guess because like it's implicitly is it implicitly casting true to an integer? Is that what's happening? Right. So how do I set them all to true then? I have to do it manually. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Rather than set all of them to true, let me just invert it, because false is the default state, so we might as well do that instead. It's just good practice. What the fuck just happened? I just did this only. Okay. So we'll say is tile occupied. Okay. We'll put not. That should work. Or not. Is tile what? What? Is tile x free was not declared in this. Where? Where's that? 6.2. Why that compile? It's an error. Oh, because yeah, no, it errored. Yeah. It's because I don't have my bash script set up yet, so that when it fails, it doesn't work. Let me just change that real quick first. How do I improve this run.sh script so that if build or sh fails, the next command doesn't run? Yeah, because I don't know anything about bash. I have a friend who does though. Just use and. Okay. Set e. I'll just do and. Okay. Yeah, I was somewhat familiar with that. So now if I do the same thing again, it won't run it. Good. Okay. So let's just fix that error then. Grid. If tile x is tile x occupied. Yeah. Run that. Okie dokie. It crashed. It placed it in 2 places, right? We got some kind of... Okay, what I noticed is that when I placed it, it placed it in 2 positions. Up here as well. Multiple times as well. So that's a hint. If I place it here initially, yeah, that's weird. Why does it do that? And why did I just close that? My God, bruh. Yeah. Okay. Is tile 3 should become false here? Oh, because I said reset. Okay, I know why. It should be set. Because I inverted it. And that should fix that issue. Obviously a bit fragile. Like, it's kind of weird, like, I change one line and suddenly it just crashes, you know? Like, there's no indication of where that is. I don't know, man, it's not easy to make this. Anyway, so I can't put it in the same place. But now I can put it around, so I can have, like, boom. How's that there? What? How's that there? Bro, what is going on? Honestly. And place back. Yeah. Or push back. Like, what's wrong with that? Oh my god. Anyway, so it sets this, right? And then nothing here. What? Pause to index mouse position. Pause to index. Should be fine. What in the world is even going on? It works if I put it there. What? How? Literally, how is it going up there? Like, that's not even on the grid. It's literally off the grid. Bro, what in the world? Yeah, I need to set up my debugger, because, like, I'll probably be able to find the errors a lot faster if I can just see them. Like, the state of variables as I code. What? I have to move this. Yeah, the indices are fine. Replace this. They're still fine. What? Wait, was I off the grid? I was, hold on. Why does it work if I'm off the grid anyway? Okay, the other thing I need to fix, actually... See, again, like... I like... because I inverted it, or even though I inverted it, I have no checks. Is tile 3 false? false. If index is more or greater equals to tile count, then false. Okay, no, that's fragile. Column greater equal to... No, but index. Hold on, get index. Does it check it? It doesn't check it. There's another function here, right here. This function also checks it. So I just gotta steal that, basically. So, or column is greater equal to column count, or row is greater equal to column count, row count. So that's redundant or whatever. And then I don't need this anymore. That should stop me from placing it out of bounds in the first place. Second. So like if I'm here and I place it now, it won't work. If I'm here, it will work. But then why? I don't understand how it's going up there. Like that makes no sense. Literally, I don't understand where that's coming from. It creates it. Create the app. Set position at the app preview transform position. So like that's already just weird. Like how is that not correct? It gets it each loop. Is it optimizing it somehow? But it can't be. Like it's grid.occupy tile X and Y. And the occupy tile check works, actually. So I don't think my grid's the issue anymore. I think it's just the app implementation, somehow. What the hell? I guess it's the position as well. Let me remove the position. So that should already fix, or like at least change it, not fix it, but change this. Right, so now if I press it twice, it goes, nope. Yes? I think it's now in a different position. No, it's not, because, no, because it'd be here otherwise. Dude, what is going on right now? Set position to app preview transform position. How is app preview transform being messed up right now? It gets it every loop, so that's fine. Like it gets it fresh. I can delete this. It asserts that the pointer is valid. Then it gets the mouse position equal to the output position there, yeah. Then tile index equals grid.positive index. Mouse position. Yeah. Like the mouse position doesn't change, it's wherever it is meant to be. Then your snap position equals grid like it's weird, it only happens after you place the first one. Like what could possibly change that causes that? All that changes is the grid. But I verified that the grid isn't the issue because somehow it's being placed off grid, which shouldn't be able to happen. So weird. like app preview is still in the game because like we see it on our mouse. Like that is the app preview. I'm so lost right now. Is it because of this? Let me move this like here. I don't think it should make a difference, but like it should be there anyway. And like sometimes when you refactor code, it magically fixes things, but not here. What? So the first time you place is fine. It literally works completely normally. Second time you place it, the position's off, and the third time you place it, it crashes. Like, how? It says texture renderer is crashing here, by the way. Like that is a source of the error. On the size type. Studded vector. It's my texture vector. Or my texture renderer vector, whatever. My pool of that. How is that being corrupted? Literally, where is that coming from? Maybe somewhere in app. But it's not, because like it just says with texture. Huh? It's not saved? Oh. Actually, that's not the reason. Yeah, no, it wouldn't be. Create game object. Add component reference form. Add component texture renderer with texture. Yeah, it should be fine. How's it adding the texture? We'll do a grep search. So PS with texture. It's a shared pointer, so it's fine. Yeah. I am so confused. I'm actually so confused. Nothing in the update loop as well. That seems weird. I mean, like, this is very simple. Like, it should be sound. What does this actually return and place back? Just the reference. Like, is that the issue? I don't think it is. I am so lost. I'm just gonna ask Claude to see if it can like really spot anything. Somehow this works perfectly fine the first time I click to place an app, but the second time the app spawns off the grid, I think at position 0, 0, and then the third time my ECS texture renderer pool gets an out of bounds error. No idea how this is happening. All these events, not seeing a pattern to these events. So there's that, and then I'll send the error too. It's weird how my background has it so white. Like my camera focuses on the background being so white. Like those critters are closed. To me, it's just like a light pink. To you, it's like literally blinding white. Like I'm in heaven. Like, how's that happen? This is almost certainly vector reallocation and validating pointers. But I don't cache a pointer to the app. So is it like an optimization thing? But it shouldn't be, because I'm not violating any like standard. Like, am I doing UB somewhere? Uses this address-based entity for ECS entity lookup. Component pools key by entity pointer, or a component storing a back pointer to its owning app. Ooh. Okay, so like there's the pattern that I couldn't find. Is it doing that? If I just app CPP, when I create a new app, engine or game objects, yeah, create game object. That's it, and that's the object. So game objects. It throws a handle. There's an engine pointer, but that's the engine. The engine itself, I believe, doesn't move, ever. I hope it doesn't. I mean, I guess it could in theory, right? But it shouldn't. No, it shouldn't. It should be in the stack. So that should be safe. It's a handle there, and it's a handle for the texture pool as well, no? If I check engine.cpp, HPP even, I think I have to do. Get pool. There's no like roll pointer lookup, I don't think. I have a hash map of my pools. When I find the pool, I just... How about get component? Add component, get component. Return engine, pointer, get pool. And then dot get handle. Dot get handle. Yeah. And like dot get... Wait. Yeah? I think get is my function? Yeah, it is. And it returns a T component pointer. Yeah. That's fine, because the pointer stays in scope. For that loop, at least. And the pool itself, like, it doesn't have pointers to that. What the fuck? Okay, hold on. It wants my app to HTTP. But yeah, like the app. Does mplace back? Surely if it reallocates, mplace back doesn't point to like a null address, right? Right? Because that'd be ridiculous. Let me just try something real quick. I doubt that's the fix, but like there's no way. Have stop push back instead. And say app equals apps apps.size -1. So the last element. And delete this. Like that doesn't fix it. No. Okay. Just a sanity check. Gee. Found it. Look at the order of operations in game update. AppView transform, get component transform, pointer into a transform pool. App preview transform position. Yeah. Adds a new transform plus text renderer. It does. To the same ECS pools, may reallocate them. Right. Holy moly, how do you protect against that? Like, the compiler can't really tell you, can it? And like, unless you have some kind of like reallocation, like is, yeah, damn. How do you do that? Yeah, I guess just as well, because I was meaning to use this instead. But like, that's crazy. So now if I do it manually, if I like subtract this, yeah, but the transform is not out of scope anyway. Whatever, I'll just do this for now. It's gonna be off center, but as long as it creates. What? Is off center? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's not. Is it? What? No, it's off center. Sorry, it is off center. Off center. The app preview is on center. Yeah, okay. I'm so confused. Okay. Bro. Okay, I fixed that, but somehow it's still crashing after I place 3 apps. What? Let me just write the correct code first of all. Like, screw it if it's verbose, like, at least having it in the first place is more important. And then fix the verbosity later. How do I keep messing up that specifically? I think app is fine. If I take app.cpp, in the update loop, it gets the renderer. Yeah, but like it gets it fresh, so that's fine. I think. But yeah, the vector t and the looked up. Yeah, no. App should be fine. Here's the game object functions. So I got these, and here's how get handle works. Pools. Like it's just that. And that's the only place where I have a pointer anyway. Yeah. Endpoints in the pool almost certainly pushes into a vector of components, and does handle to component equals component.size. Okay. Does app do RII cleanup in its constructor, or similar teardown? No. is implemented through game object. So that I already checked that. So hold on, with pool place, we push back. Yeah, that should be fine. New index commit size. Okay, then we do this. Then we have two pushbacks here. Move component and pushback handle. That's fine. Could it be with remove? But nothing even gets removed, I don't think. Or maybe it does. Let me just send it the files actually. I guess that's why it's good to have like the AI be able to access your code base. But I don't pay for it, so. Engine, component pool, and then these two files. Yeah. Found it. Game object moving constructors have art marked noexcept. This you gotta be kidding me. That's the reason? And place back needs to move existing elements to new storage or reallocation, but it only uses the move constructor if it's noexcept. Otherwise, it falls back to the copy constructor. Oh my god. Or is that actually the error? Okay, first of all, I knew this. Okay, I know you have to mark it noexcept, but I forgot. I literally just forgot. And like, there's nothing to warn me. And it is only the move constructors, right? Bro, if that's the fix, I'm gonna rant about this for no reason. So, game objects, I think HTTP. Do I need to mark them in the header only or in the? I can't remember how that works. I think it's just in the HTTP file. So the move constructors are these ones. Say noexcept. Yeah, and also here noexcept. No shot. I mean, I refuse to believe it. Definition, so that's be both. It's just a warning though, which is interesting. I will update the definition too, but I'm curious if this will work anyway. It does. Oh. That's weird. For a second I couldn't place it down. Or just bad position? I don't know what happened there. Okay. Yeah, like there. Like, why do you not place there? Holding the mouse down as well doesn't work. It's interesting. Some auto detection thing. It is lagging a little bit as well. Lagging a little bit. But I believe I'm also compiling without optimizations. No way that was a fix, dude. Like, there's no way I would have found that by myself without the AI telling me, because I just forgot. Like, I just forgot that noexcept had to be on move constructors. How would I know otherwise? That's insane. That's like that's scary, bro. But yeah, it works. So there you go. Okay. Why is it not placing? Like just outside the box, I guess. Okay. But there you go. The grid's there. I mean, in my recording, it's even more choppy, but for me, it's also a bit laggy, but not as choppy as the recording makes it seem. So let's commit this first of all. Add grid, or implement grid, and allow placing apps on the grid. Right, I gotta feed my cats, so I'll pause this. Anyway, on the bright side, I will not be forgetting that again anytime soon. Maybe I feel like C++ creates like a sunk cost fallacy, you know, where it's like you have to know so much to not have things go wrong, that like at some point, if you stop using C++, all that knowledge, that like all that suffering you went through just to learn these things is in vain. So whatever. Anyway, it works. It works. Can't complain about that. In fact, it works quite well. There are no other issues with the grid. So I can't go out of the grid. I can only go inside the grid. And yeah. There's some like funky things with like placement, but I don't think it's bugged. I think I'm just not being very precise with my mouse clicks. Yeah, that's fine. There you go, and they're all, you know, they're all desynchronized. So like their animation is all desynchronized. It's their own animation, which is as it should be. And yeah. So the next thing to do is actually move the grid. So the grid should be inside this, right? Now I should really set that up properly, but for now I'll just kind of cheat it. Go to wallpaper.cpp, position is 160, so we're going to steal that. Going to go to our grid, and say our position is at 180, yeah, and it's still going to be by 6. I wonder what if I can have more columns though. Yeah, so that's not, so now that's out of bounds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I can't do any more. Could probably fit 8 then, right? Could do 9, but I don't know. Or alternatively, just make them longer. That's weird. Yeah, it's definitely me misclicking. This bottom space here will be used for the hotbar, so that's not good. Ooh, I guess my firewall will be here actually, so I'll need to shift these further up. So maybe, let's say I do like 260. Misclick. Yeah, but let's say I do 260. Like I do W, slip on Q, and then press enter. That's how I quit, by accident. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, anyway, so 260, and potentially change the count. So to do that, I need to go to games.hpp. I keep thinking it's games, but it's not. It's game. Like what? What's going on? And then run that. I don't know why compilation is so slow. Like I feel like it shouldn't be, but maybe part of it is my computer. So now I have this much space for other stuff here, like my firewall. You know, like the, I mean, not the equivalent of lawnmowers, but like kind of like lawnmowers. You know, like your last line of defense kind of thing. The thing you're protecting, right? That'll go here. So then I need more space there. That's fine. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I mean it works, right? And there you go. Yeah, no. Anyway, so there's that. So there's the playing field. There'll be a UI down here for placing apps, and then there'll be the firewall here. And let me add it, because I should be able to, using my rect renderer. So if I go back to the original game, script, whatever, here I have my draw loop. I have this, right? Set draw blend mode to blend. Why? Do I even use the alpha channel, like, at any point? Actually, yeah, how do I make app preview translucent? It's on blend mode. What? Control G. What's this? Oh, yeah, okay, it's public and private. Render app preview. Well, what is app preview? App preview is a sprite. Okay. So I can't remember if I even had it be translucent or not. Render app preview. Yeah, no, I guess I don't do anything there then. It's fine, I guess. I mean, it's not fine. It's inconvenient for me, but yeah. Whatever. Let me get these first. So firewall is just a rectangle and the bottom bar. So I'll just copy those. I think. Do you know where the positions want to be? Desktop get rect. Okay. Like rectangle. So we'll go game.cpp. In the init, we'll just add those. Order does matter. It's an overlay, so it'll go at the bottom for now, since I don't have like an order system yet. And we'll just say game object firewall equals engine dot create game object, and then firewall dot add component rect transform with no args, and then dot with position. X will be 160, I think. So with position like this. Dot x equals 160. Dot y equals 0. Okay. Delete that. With size. Oh, dot x. Okay. So again, dot x equals 60. Where's your f, I guess? And y will be the full screen size. I believe my Windows right now is on 720p, so we'll just do 720 for now. Hard code it, and then delete that. And do I have with color even? No, that's renderer. Yeah, so that's fine. Then firewall.adds component. This would be rect renderer, which isn't included yet. It's fine, let's add it. Include // engine / components, rect renderer, .hpp, of course. Dots with color. What's the color? 255, RG 150, and 22. Sorry, it's red, green, blue. Yeah. Reds, green, and blue. Okay. Close that, close that. Then bottom bar will be something similar. We'll change all of these firewall to bottom bar. Position. That's the same, but the Y position will be different. It'll be bottom bar dot size dot Y. Huh? But the size isn't even set yet. That should probably be screen size. I don't know how that was working before. So we'll do 720. That'll be that position minus 30. So we'll say 690. For now, again, we're going to hard code it, and then size will be full width, so 800 in this case, and then Y will be 30. Okay, then the color is going to be 32, whoops, 32, 89, 215. Okay. So we have both of those. I think that's it. So now if I just run that. Awkward. Probably because texture comes after rect. So if I go to my engine right now, I need to fix this instead of hard coding the order, but basically I just need to do this for now. So let me put it to do actually. To do implement render order system. Somehow. I don't even know how that look yet. Ooh, okay, it's going to do that funny thing where it doesn't do it. Probably because the game object isn't saved, actually. That might be an issue. So let me go back to my engine, game, even, firewall and bottom bar. So we'll go to my engine.hpp. So Let's do it here. Yeah. So game objects, firewall, and bottom bar. Okay, go back, delete that, run. There you go. Firewall on the bar. Admittedly, the bar should probably be higher. Or maybe that's correct. I don't know. I mean, it's supposed to be faithful to Windows XP. So, yeah, there you go. A bit more there now. And there's something else. Oh, right, that's right, the transparency. Hold on, get out all. Wait, sorry, do I still get the error, by the way? After I finish execution? Yeah, I do. I get a seg fault, but I don't know why. So add that and do add firewall and bottom bar and taskbar. Why is it called bottom bar? Yeah, taskbar is what it should be called, or the. What do you call it? The app bar, I guess. I actually no, I don't know. This is called my bar. Huh. Bottom bar. Yeah, okay, fair enough, I don't know. So, to have transparency... let's have a look for SDL3 texture. SDL3 translucent texture. Alpha blending. Set texture blend mode, blend. Set texture alpha mode. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do that later. For now, I'll put my code up here. To do make app preview translucent. Translucent, yeah. Also, like, wrap it in like its own class even. Wrap app preview in its own class. Okay. Add to do notes, and there you go. So, a bit of a harrowing experience there with the noexcept, but yeah, there you go. The good's there. The engine is proving to work. I think the only issue with the engine itself was the noexcept, right? Otherwise, I don't think I have to do too much to the engine codes. Yeah. So good. Subscribe for more progress.